Hi, my name's Danny, and I'll be talking about the paper titled The Effects of Wind-Induced Inclination on the Dynamics of Semi-Submersible Floating Wind Turbines in the Time Domain. This paper was written by Raffaello Antonucci, Christoph Peyrard, Lars Johanning, Attila Incecik, and David Ingram. Wind turbines have seen a surge in popularity over our lifetime. However, there appears to be a serious untapped potential in deployment of wind turbines in deep water. Difficulty arises when trying to utilize fixed substructures to facilitate wind turbines in depths greater than around the 50 to 60 meter mark, and this is because the cost just becomes too great. To tap into the wind energy potential in deeper oceans, floating wind power seems to be the answer. Japan are currently leading the charge in floating wind developments, with 80% of their offshore wind resources being located in deep water. Raffaello Antonucci, Christoph Peyrard, Lars Johanning, and Attila Incecik and David Ingram's paper attempt to construct complex mathematical models for the overall dynamics of a floating wind turbine. These are the coupled dynamics for the system, which include the hydrostatic forces, hydrodynamic, aerodynamic, rotor gyroscopic forces, and also the mooring forces. It was noted that the rotor gyroscopic force is important to consider, as previous studies have shown an oscillating structure with a rotor moving at constant speed will actually receive a gyroscopic reaction moment based off of the rotor's axial inertia, its speed, and the rotational speed vector. Calypso is the name of the program used to take in all of these forces exerted on the floating wind turbine to resolve its dynamics in the time domain. These mathematical models help to show there is quite a relatively large incline in the system caused by the wind. And the way this incline is combated is by trying to relinearize the dynamic system based on the tilt and offset caused by the system assumed under pure wind loading. The physical system used by the study is a modified Dutch trifloater, which utilizes a 5 megawatt horizontal axis wind turbine. This design was then subjected to both inline and cross winds and waves, and utilizes both a homogeneous wind profile and both regular and irregular wave inputs. Some points of interest found from the simulations constructed include that there was little sway or roll response in the system, while the heave motion on the system produced an increase in hydrodynamic drag under the action of stronger wave kinematics. It was also interesting to note that at low frequency, the pitch response for the system was indeed affected. Ultimately, this paper has helped to build on the idea that when both wind and wave loads acting on a floating wind turbine, the dynamics of the system are altered due to the water entrapment plates deviating from their normal positioning. It showed that with both wind and waves occurring in the same direction, that the in-plane response comprising of surge, heave, and pitch were affected, while when a cross-wave wind situation is present, the out-of-plane response comprising of sway, roll, and yaw are affected. The authors also mentioned that although this is a step in the right direction to model the dynamics of the system, methodologies of increased complexity will be required for future offshore structure analysis. Thank you.